Hey YouTube. So I was talking to a guy the other day in my comments. He commented on a video and we were just talking back and forth of ideas for our buildings and things we were doing. And he mentioned some lights. He showed me some lights the Harbor Freight had. And when I saw that light, because I looked at it, I was going to get them, something clicked in my head and I was like, hey, I think I have that light somewhere. It's not the same one from Harbor Freight, but it's the same style. You see the style right there. And the reason I had it and the reason I forgot about it is because we lived at our other house, and I put one of these lights out. It was like a 2-pack, and I used one of them, right? So that means I should have one left. I hung one up on my old house, and put the other one in a box. This was like 2013 maybe, so it was like 9 years ago or something. So it's been in that box for a really long time. Well, like I said, I only ordered a 2-pack and I'll use one of them, so that means I only had one left. So I had planned to put it in kind of the center of the building. I'll show you in a minute, the center of the 3 doors. And I opened the box and there were 2 in it. So they messed up on my shipping 9 years ago and I didn't know until now. So that's kind of cool because I have 2 lights, which is gonna be perfect because I can now mount one at each end of my building. Here are the lights. And I'm gonna be mounting them on the 10 part. There's really nowhere to mount it, like where I would hit a stud, if that makes sense. And by stud, I'm talking about that metal stud right there. And by 10, I'm talking about this 10 right here. So what I've done, you can see I have taps out, the sockets and all of this stuff. This is the little screws that came with it. They're gonna be too short for me. And this might even be too short, but I found these stainless steel bolts. I'm not sure, can you see that little, yeah, you can see it. Bolt going through right there, and since it's on the 10, it's going to be thin. And what I'm actually going to do is hold this light up to the steel or the 10, make sure it's good and level like always, and drill 2 holes, right? And I can run that through, and the idea is to put like a fender washer and a lock nut on it or something like that. Like I said, that might not be long enough. That's the only length I have, unfortunately, but I do have lots of all thread, so I can make any length bolt that I want. And it's zinc plated. It'll do just fine out in the weather. I put silicone on it anyway, so not really worried about that. As a template, it came with this actually mounts to like an electrical box. I was trying to think of the term for it, but it's just a box, electrical box. This mounts to that. Actually, hang on. This was bolted to the center of this, so this mounts to the box. And then these 2 holes here and here are, you know, perfectly lined up with that top and bottom. So I'll go out there with this, hold this up against the building, get my holes marked. I'll turn it around where it's flush against the building, get my holes marked, drill them. And I also have to drill a hole for the wire to go through. And you don't want to just drill a hole in 10 because that would cut the wire. That wouldn't be good. So I went to Lowe's and they had these grommets. It's just good luck, I guess, but I don't know, that's the receipt. I don't want to show you that. Here's the grommets. They had these grommets on sale for like, I think it was less than $1 or something, so that's good. So I can drill a hole this size, push this grommet in there, and then push my wire through it, and I don't have to worry about something shorting out and burning my wire up or burning my metal building down, which I don't think that'd be possible, but you never know. Things happen. That's what we're doing today. I'm excited that I found 2 lights in a box that was 9 years old. It was only supposed to have 1. That's really cool. But I think I've explained everything. Let's get these things mounted and wired. We gotta wire them up too. So let's get them going. Not sure if you can see what I did just now, but I have these locking pliers, and what I did was I put my nut right there and I locked the pliers onto it, and then I was able to go inside and actually tighten this nut up. Now, the reason I had to do that is because I'm by myself, so if you ever have to do something by yourself, you gotta really think about things. And I just put a cap nut. I didn't have any bolts long enough, so I had some all thread, and I pretty much, this one's actually threaded into the frame, this one's not. I ended up getting some all thread and threading the all thread in, and then putting a cap nut on it and tightening that down. So this light's really on here, and as far as the pass-through, not sure if you saw that either, or the grommet, I mean, for the wire. I just drilled a hole. The wire was like, it was halfway and then it was 1 inch over, so I just drilled a hole halfway and 1 inch over and just put my grommet in and passed the wire through. And after I get the other light mounted, I'll go ahead and go over and caulk everything. So let's go inside and make sure the wires are pulled through right, and then we'll mount the other light, pull the wires through, and then we'll actually run the wires and hook them up. That's what these boxes look like. It's just got a little cord grip right there, and I'll tighten it down on these wires once I get them wired up. And then I put my conduit fitting, or yeah, I guess you'd call it conduit fitting on there from a metallic conduit or metallic wire. Next step is pretty much just hook I already ran the switches. That was probably 10 videos ago or something like that. I already ran the switch. I'm just gonna have one switch that controls both of these because these are dusk dawn lights, which means when it starts getting dark, they'll cut on, and when it starts getting daylight, they'll cut off. But I'm only gonna be using them, like, let's say I get home late or something and can't see anything, to unload equipment. So I'll come in and flip the switch on, the lights come on, and then I'll be done with them, you know, get everything unloaded or whatever it is I'm doing, and flip them back off. But the next step is to just connect the wires to the switch, and then run the wire to these two boxes, and then we'll wire them up, put the covers on, and go out and put silicone on them. So let's go ahead and get the wires connected and ran. There, that one is all finished up. Let's see if I can not fall off this ladder and rotate so I can show you what the heck it looks like. There we go. Now all I gotta do is put a few more straps on that and wire that one up. So everything's wired up. When I flip this switch, if the lights don't go out, that means we wired it right. Cool. That's what it looks like. We got the wire coming from the switch up to that light, and then the wire coming from that little junction box here all the way down that channel to that light over there. Now all we got to do is caulk the lights. I'll go out there and caulk the lights with silicone, and I'll probably just set the camera down and do like kind of a time lapse, and you and I will see these lights come on together. I'm kind of excited to see how bright these things are on this building. Let's go. Well, it looks like everything worked the way it should. These things are really bright, as you can tell. It's pretty dark. It's not like pitch black dark yet, but it's evening dark. You know what I mean? Right before it gets dark. So, but I think this will be bright enough for me to unload my trailers and stuff, don't you guys think? Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.